Jeffrey Epstein's estate was valued at a staggering nearly $600 million when he died. This immense wealth included multiple mansions, 2 private islands, and a Boeing 727 private jet, infamously nicknamed the Lolita Express. The true source of his fortune was, for decades, a total mystery, and that should be the terrifying part. While the world recognizes him primarily as a convicted criminal, before his crimes came to light, Epstein projected an image of a mysterious financial wizard, often boasting that he was a pioneer in complex products like derivatives and options. The problem is that his supposed business model made absolutely no economic sense on its own. The entire operation was fundamentally propped up by 2 secret billionaires who bankrolled his life. According to recently publicized court documents, Epstein's various companies generated over $800 million in revenue between 1999 and 2018, of which he kept a massive $490 million as personal fees. Here is the crucial revelation: 75% of all his income came from just 2 men. These 2 billionaires claimed they had no idea how he was utilizing their funds. These individuals were Les Wexner, the retail mogul behind Victoria's Secret, and Leon Black, a giant in the private equity world. The major question is why 2 of America's most prominent billionaires would pay an obscure financier hundreds of millions of dollars. Let's start with Wexner. In 1991, he gave Epstein something virtually unheard of in high finance: total, complete power of attorney over his entire fortune. Think about the implications of that. A billionaire handed over control of his money to a man who would have been instantly fired from any legitimate investment banking firm. The sheer value of the gifts was outrageous. A $56 million Manhattan mansion transferred to Epstein for free, the Boeing 727, various properties in Ohio, and more than $200 million in straight cash payments. Then, suddenly, the relationship ended in 2007. Wexner later claimed that Epstein had misappropriated $46 million before they cut all ties. The timing, however, is highly suspicious, as this was right around the moment that rumors of Epstein's criminal activity began to circulate. After losing Wexner's support, Epstein was essentially broke. The 2008 financial crisis decimated his investments, resulting in a $166 million loss for his main company. This is when Leon Black stepped in to rescue him. Beginning in 2012, Black started paying Epstein massive fees, $50 million in 2013 alone and $70 million in 2014. Black insisted these payments were purely for tax advice. The problem? $170 million is an astronomical amount to pay for basic tax services. It's more than many established companies earn in a year. Senator Ron Wyden later stated that this was an abnormal amount to pay for tax advice without any satisfactory justification. Epstein also relied on a secret weapon beyond these fees: the U.S. Virgin Islands. In 1996, he established his residency there, setting up firms like Financial Trust and Southern Trust purely for the massive tax breaks. The Virgin Islands Economic Development Program granted him a 90% exemption on his corporate taxes and a full 100% on gross receipts. In simple terms, this allowed him to save an estimated $300 million in taxes between 1999 and 2018, paying an average tax rate of just 3.9% compared to the standard 38.5% rate. Crucially, in the same year he secured these tax breaks, he purchased Little Street, James Island, for $8 million, the island that would become central to his trafficking operation. Recently, Senate investigators uncovered a truly chilling fact: over 4,700 transactions totaling a staggering $1.9 billion flowed through Epstein's major bank accounts. Senator Wyden concluded that Epstein clearly had access to vast, organized financing to support his criminal network, and the full details are still sitting unreleased. So, how did Jeffrey Epstein really get rich? The evidence overwhelmingly suggests he didn't make the money. He systematically extracted it from 2 of the world's wealthiest men for reasons that still defy all logic. The scariest part of this saga is that we still don't know who else was paying him, as the full climax client list remains legally sealed. One thing is certain, Jeffrey Epstein's complex money trail leads directly to some of the most powerful people in America, and they are desperately hoping you never connect the dots.